Hi, Ray. You know, you're not the kind of guy who's going to find any port in a storm. Well, there's balance. There's balance between any port in a storm, and you gotta give. Sometimes you gotta cut it. Sometimes you just gotta put your penis in a storm. Gotta put your penis in the port. Or sometimes you gotta use Abigail. Abigail the vibrator. You put her in the spot. You just plug her in. Multiple orgasms.
Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Beyonce.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality, yes, let's love.
There were like some certain words that I wrote down that I think I feel like John heard my version of, or a version that we do, and that is now doing an impression of himself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And when he told Tyree to just hire a sex worker,
Besides somebody.
I went, is he listening?
I would love to have him on the pod. He's one of the
He's
few
in San
people.
Antonio.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I would love it if he came to a Houston show. That'd make me so happy.
That's far, isn't it?
It's the closest one to San Antonio.
Yeah.
I guess Austin, because Pig Royalty came to Austin.
Are we loud enough?
What do you mean we're loud enough? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe I can't hear.
Your things aren't turned up enough.
This is Reality Gaze.
This is Reality Gaze.
And this is the single life, part one of the part
5.
38 tell-alls.
I did ask our person, I said, can we say, because they haven't announced it, y'all, it's a 5-part tell-all.
Again, it is only 1 hour
It
each
is.
time.
This was 48 minutes, though, not 42.
That's true.
So they're sneaking it in.
I feel like they are making these... They're doubling down on their salaciousness of the tell-alls just by inviting Sarper.
When Sean Roberts said, someone who's been with 25, I went,
What
no.
he said, he's like, now we have a self-proclaimed bad boy. I went, oh, fuck yes. Oh, fuck yes.
I'm kind of
Don't
here.
worry, y'all. You're going to get a theater.
I'm here for this type of tell-all. I'm not going to lie. If you want a tell-all that's going to really resolve things and that's going to make us all feel better, that's gone.
It works better for the single life than for any other format because it's lighter.
Also is what works better for probably Hey. I think for 90 Day and Before, we kind of need some...
Yeah, you need a little gravitas. Hey, just put them in, but they could literally be Jello wrestling.
It's going to be... And I would love that.
Me too.
I would love that.
Just Pred and Angela Jello wrestling.
Yes. Yes. Sorry for
It's where
people
they
with
belong.
misophonia.
Misophonia.
I was close. I was trying misophonia.
At least you didn't say mesothelioma, which killed my uncle.
Oh, really?
We say that every time, and you like it's a
Your
surprise. You fucking goldfish.
Well, it's because I went to Vegas. You sound like the woman I sat beside I had a great time in Vegas. I was playing Pai Gow with all these. It was the best.
I don't know what that
afternoon.
is.
Pai Gow is it's a poker game. You would, you know what I thought? I thought Poodle would really like this game. But anyway,
Stop being obsessed with me.
I'm not. You were very happy when I told you about a hotel that didn't have smoking.
I was very happy.
Anyway, I was sitting at a table with like 3 women, and they all were in like one woman was from Dallas in her like 50s. 2 other women were in their 60s. I was having a great. There was this
sounds like a nightmare.
redheaded woman with bright red hair.
Are you describing yourself?
No, basically what I'm going to be. Her birthday was March 17th, and this was yesterday at St. Patrick's Day. She was wearing the green.
Why are
she
you
had the
talking
green
about
earring.
birthdays?
We were talking around. Well, she said, it's my birthday. She said, I said,
Oh,
good.
one of those.
So we're chatting, and she said she was a nurse, and she said she retired. And I said, oh, I said, are you retired? And she's like, yeah, COVID retired me. And I said, oh, did it?
God.
And she said, yeah. She's like, I don't know. The CDC told us to wash our hands for 15 seconds, and they changed it to 20. It's just a cold. She's like,
yikes.
And I said, where are you from? And she's like, Florida. And I went,
There you
tracks.
go. It's just a cold.
And
It only killed several million people.
And you know what I wanted to say to her? I wanted to almost say, but I didn't want to lie about something like that. I wanted to look at her and say, my dad died of COVID and see how she felt. Y'all, before you
know what, though?
Before you open your mouth about things, be like, does this stranger need my opinion?
She would argue with you that it was COVID.
She would.
So I don't think, I think when someone is that far gone down
You
the
can't
rabbit
argue
hole,
with them.
you can't, it's not worth it.
Sometimes I have moments where I want to say my opinion, and I really go, I don't need to give them my. Damona Hoffman, is that information? Information has a right to be earned.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, the good thing is I have a podcast platform, so I can spout anything that I want.
not that Christina edited out at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
We don't have a list at the end
Yep.
of things that I say that we take out, and y'all are like, "Fuck, this is what he doesn't say.
This is what happens.
This is what gets by."
Christina will slack us after she listens to and it usually starts with like, "Hey fuckers" or "Hey you sluts," and then there's a list of things, and it's 90% of the time it is poodle, but poodles are like little things. But
Yeah.
I will say sometimes I'll say something that's like
No,
completely,
yours are completely
egregious.
appalling.
But it's
Yeah.
like once a month.
Yeah.
But there's usually
But
a
they're
list.
awful.
They're awful. They're awful.
Yeah, that's why our live shows. Y'all come catch us on tour.
Hey, speaking of, we'll be in Vegas. We don't have a date yet, but we're
Yeah.
going to be there sometime. Y'all, we're still waiting on those dates, by the way.
One thing we can announce, it has been confirmed, so I think we can announce that at our New York show, we will be joined by Ellen and Joey of I Think Not.
Yeah, we're very excited.
They're going to be our guests. So if you are waiting to buy New York tickets, that is the 5th, April 5th.
You can't flirt with Joey. You can't.
Don't tell me what.
Don't
tell me what to do.
Don't ask to see his nude pics.
That was going to be my in.
I know you and he have fucked the
listen.
same guys.
Listen, I won't flirt with him because I know we have a professional and friendly relationship now.
I will grab Ellen and we will go find y'all and break y'all up.
No,
like
I don't think
religious
I'm
zealots going to
I'm not-
find their teenage
I'm
kids
not
about
his,
to fuck.
I'm not his type. If I was in my 20s, I'd be in his type.
Yeah, that's true. You and I are a bit old.
He likes twinks.
He does.
Yeah.
Good for him.
But Joey, keep your wallet where you can find it.
You know what I saw in Vegas this weekend?
What?
This is gay liberation.
Is
you know,
it?
you're always in Vegas and you're always seeing.
Is it?
You're always seeing like the old guy with dyed dark hair,
Yeah.
wearing jewelry, with the woman with really, huge fake tits and corsets and all that.
Yeah.
I saw gay male versions of that.
Oh, that is gay
I was
rights.
seeing
Sugar
like
babies.
old sugar, and then these little twinks who get their lips done.
Yes.
and they're wearing full on makeup.
That is gay rights.
And I thought this is gay. This is what we fought
gay
for.
right.
It's what we fought for.
It is what we fought for, to be able to have a sugar daddy.
Yes.
Like we did a sketch one time in Cabaret when you wanted to get married and I wanted to get divorced.
It's true.
I wanted gay divorce.
You did. Good rights. What else? What other announcements?
I was just gonna say, so y'all get your when we kind of post on socials that I Think Not will be there. You probably if you were thinking they're not involved in the meet and greet, but if you were gonna buy meet and greet tickets, those probably will be gone.
yeah, we added some more, but they probably will be gone.
Right. So I would do that stat for any of our upcoming Boston, New York, or DC shows. If you want meet and greet, buy those yesterday.
We're in tour mode. Poodle and I are already fighting about costumes
Yo,
and his ridiculous request.
I'm dreaming about musical numbers, skits, I'm in my creative zone, so
We're going to put a costume budget this year.
not familiar. Yeah, the guy I'm seeing had the nerve
I
to
like
ask
it.
me, so do you have a budget for this? And I looked at him like I had to say for a minute to not be defensive and say, can you not be controlling?
That's I don't think what he meant.
But I was offended. And then I went, we should probably have a budget. So now No Maza is going to be, we're only spending, I don't know, $1,100 every show.
Great.
No, it's not that, y'all. A No Maza costume costs like $19.95.
You know what else I did have too? I want to ask your opinion about this in Vegas. I've never had this before, and I had it, and I don't think it was very good, but people love it.
Anal sex?
No, I love that. White Castle.
Oh, I've had White Castle.
I don't get it. Do you just have to grow up with it?
I think it's that. I didn't grow up with it, but I had it when I first went to college. It's okay.
I didn't get it. I was like, this is.
I think it's like, to me, it's drunk hangover food.
Well, my friend wanted to, he said he's sober. We didn't
Yeah.
drink it all the whole time, but he was like, it was like 12 o'clock. He's like, let's go get White Castle.
It's late night food. Yeah.
Wasn't a fan. Sissies are going to come for me.
Sometimes
I know I'm coming for you.
I do think you have to kind of grow up with it. Yeah, there's some stuff that people
But maybe
grow
it's
up with.
of a time like I can't eat Taco Bell anymore.
I can't either.
No.
So y'all, we have Solo Sissy stickers are
Sissy-
coming.
And made by a sissy. Sissy
Sissy
Alyssa.
Alyssa.
She set it up. She did everything.
They are coming. We're very excited. We're going to reveal those. Our tour art is out finally.
And we did stickers because, we're trying to create less waste or whatever. Y'all want stickers so you can take it home.
Just burn the world
Just
down.
burn the world down. Sure. Hope you're happy. But real cute.
Tour art is it's on our Instagram now.
Yep.
And you can see us riding the picture of the US.
It was very it was y'all I had to email a man named Max.
I had a
And
vision.
say,
I had a vision
hey,
for what it would be.
I need us to look like we're riding around the country that's covered in cum. And then Poodle is saying, is it art ready yet? Is it art ready yet? And he's bugging me. I was like, let me message him.
I need my creative impulses attuned.
And he messaged me back and said, oh, sorry, I took a day off because yesterday was really stressful with the anniversary of the war. And then I went, wait a minute, did I read yesterday that
He's
it
in
was
Ukraine.
the anniversary
Yeah.
of the war? And it was.
So y'all, while he was working on our tour art by putting cum on the US, he was dealing with that in Ukraine.
Yeah,
so say a
I'm-
prayer for Max the artist.
I'm sending him a very lengthy text trying to describe to him what the rock monster from Neverending Story looks like, and can you put more cum on it?
and they're reading names in the
That
town
they're-
square
yes.
of who died.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That really is reality gaze in a nutshell.
That is us in a nutshell.
Yeah.
God, we're terrible.
But y'all, the tour art looks great.
I tipped him way well.
I look a little old. I need to say that.
Patrick can make you look younger.
Okay, need to take Patrick. Take the. I'm like
I'm
Patrick
not
listens.
emailing Patrick anymore about the art. Email him and tell him.
Okay.
He'll do it.
I need
Anything
to
else?
look like no wrinkles, but I like
I'm
the
not going to
character
tell him
in my
because
face.
I want you to look old. But so it's you tell him.
I am writing the. I'm like writing New York State and holding on to Maine.
You better hurry. I'm emailing shirts today. So once I send it to him, you're fucked.
Y'all, our Love Is Blind recap of the reunion is up with 2 Black Girls, 1 Rose. We had a really good time doing that. We still don't know what's up with Chelsea and Jimmy.
We don't. We did have a sissy that is in the same school district as Kenneth and told us that apparently he's a terrible principal. So there you go.
After all that,
Yeah. Like so much of the school got like not sanctioned, but it got in trouble for.
Yeah. I kind of think if you're a principal, the idea of going on Love is Blind and never being able to hear the
Can't do
end of
that.
it from your students, or even worse, your students' parents.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
You can't.
To me, that's almost that people criticize Jessica for going on with a daughter. To me, this is this is in the same lines, if not worse.
Yes. It's hard because it actually gives me a lot of joy. You getting excited about costumes because I know you just wanted to play dress up as a little
That's
boy.
all I ever wanted, and I
pretend-
never fucking
And you
could.
never, but sometimes maybe you can y'all use our BetterHelp code. Maybe you can process that so that way you don't spend $10,000 on costumes.
It's not $10,000. A and B. My joy for costumes is infectious, and the audience loves it. That's all I'll say. Costumes and wigs. That's what you'll see on the show on the road.
Vivica Fox, you better start making those wigs. We're coming.
It's an affordable wig collection.
It is an affordable wig.
They're not lace fronts, y'all, but
no,
they'll do.
They'll do.
They're a good
The
shake and
go.
They're shake and goes.
Shake and go wig. That's
wigs.
what I love.
I think we're done. Was there something else we needed to talk
Speaking of shake and go wig, oh my God! Next week on the tell-all when
Miss Karen underscore nasty underscore or underscore not. Y'all, we are in our platinum era.
platinum.
Holy shit, we've had some kind of airbrushing of our face done.
And a full gold sequin. I love that Miss Debbie called out what you're not supposed to talk about is that Chantel has her own team of makeup artists.
She did.
But I'm also kind of like, yeah, bitch, because she had a spinoff for 5 seasons just about her.
But I think she had it earlier than anybody.
Yes, we've heard that she had it since she demanded it like second season.
Yeah. I can understand because she's
She doesn't
probably
give a fuck anymore, though.
Well, also she probably thought y'all don't know how to put makeup on black people.
That is fucking valid as shit. And hair.
Yeah, and she probably said, y'all need to pay for my own makeup who knows how to do black hair and makeup so I don't look like a fool.
No, that's like my friend Candace had to do that on set and she was on a big show, but it's like it is shocking.
Now,
it's getting better.
Unfortunately,
you know TLC's budget when Chantel first got on this show.
Yeah, when they had her in that thing where her knees were always up,
always up,
and her tits were out. I think that's all the announcements we have.
Okay,
I think.
Speaking of, she doesn't give a fuck anymore. She's like, this is my first tell-all since Grease, where I'm single. It's just me, myself, and I.
And she still hasn't seen Giannis since Grease, but he tickles her loins. Do women have loins?
I'm gonna say this. I don't know what loins are. I just know metaphor. Like what?
I think
are they the little things?
What? No, I don't. I think loins are maybe women do have loins, and they're your.
Are they probably like to your stomach, to your inner thigh, like this, right? Kind of like right under your cum gutters.
I think it's. I don't know if they're. I think maybe it's a metaphorical location.
I don't know because you can have a pork loin.
I think that is something on like the back. I think we're talking about something we don't know anything about.
I'm gonna look it up.
So, y'all, I don't know if I've never heard the expression tickles my loins before. But Tyree's got some swag. He is pressing fast forward on life.
Okay,
I don't know what that
loins
means.
is a portion of the body below the rib cage and just above the pelvis.
Which is here.
That would be your tummy. Nothing's happening
Well,
there.
the pelvis is right here. So, yeah, that's interesting. Okay. All right.
I don't want... Men don't tickle my loins. I thought my loins were in my
No,
my lower part.
I feel like the loins are a metaphorical location. Like
I
my
think so.
loins are burning
so
for
I
you.
need to say tickles my anus.
Sure.
Okay.
Gross. God.
Just want to be clear.
John says, things are all right. I'm kind of worried about Pat's going to say, but sometimes I don't remember everything.
We found River a wrench.
Sometimes I black out drunk. Then don't forget things. Debbie says, today I am fire. At this outfit she's wearing, like a phoenix.
Why does Debbie? I feel like Debbie acts like I'm just gonna take deflect all of their negativity. And I went, who's coming for you, mother? Or
No
not
one
Mother
is.
Debbie. No one's coming for you.
I think she's afraid. I think she's very afraid of being judged. I think she's really still worried about seeming like she's stupid. But I think she's super sensitive. And thinking back, Miss Debbie is not a good person to be on this show.
Well, but then don't give money to someone who lives in Morocco who looks like a cartoon version of Ren and Stimpy with a lazy eye who's taking all your money.
I agree.
I mean,
I'm just
own
saying,
it.
I think she's a little too sensitive to be on the show.
I do think that.
But, y'all, this might have been known as St. Catherine's School for Girls, the way purity was talked about.
I gotta say,
on this stage, I was horrified.
Slut shaming happened, and it's gross when other women slut shame other women.
Debbie, I can see as a generational thing. It still was gross.
Yeah.
When the men did it, it was even worse.
It was even worse.
We'll be talking about that. Let's talk about looks. I think Natalie looks some of the best she's ever looked. I liked this dress for her.
Her hair's a little
True.
but the dress was better.
When is her hair?
It's never.
And the makeup's still bad, but the dress, to me, she looks good in red. It's not boobalicious.
Chantel looked like a woman who.
This is a total ice dancing dress.
Well,
I hate these.
I feel like she looked like a woman who won a pageant and now is coming back to judge on the pageant panel.
That's accurate.
That's what I got from her.
You kind of can't shake the pageant, but you're like an elder statesman.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it was like ice skating dress, ice dancing. This kind of stuff, y'all. Chantel doesn't have the personality big enough to do a dress like
Where
this.
Debbie does. She could look like Orange Fire and look, it's fine. I kind of like Tim with a fuller beard.
Okay.
He looks good.
I'm going to say this. Tim looks so much more attractive with a beard.
I like
fuller
it.
beard.
Yeah, I like it.
John looks like he does. I love Veronica's look. I love her.
I like her
makeup.
hair.
I love her. I like the color of the dress on her.
Yeah, and look, I really tried to be because obviously Veronica.
We have a relationship, Veronica.
She's a friend of the show, but I really tried to be impartial. But I do think she looked the best.
Yeah, she looked the best. I totally did. Veronica wears stuff on. She wears colors on television that really suit her.
Yeah,
y'all, you can never go wrong with a jewel tone.
It's true.
You can never go wrong.
It's true. Jamal looked nice too on the outside. Too bad his insides are. But I like that suit. He looked nice in it.
Every single time his hand was near it, I'm like, girl, you're trying too hard with this jewelry. There was too.
Was he wearing eyeliner?
Maybe. But there was too many bracelets, too many rings, too many earrings, too many necklaces. Honey,
too many accessories.
Edit.
He was accessorized too much.
And the nerve of calling Tim sweetheart when you got plenty of shit on you that could be called, someone would say, oh, look at him with all that jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're going to talk about that too.
Louisa, I don't care about her.
Y'all, this is called I'm here for my 15 minutes and free bus pass. Wow. I'll say anything you want.
Guess what? Yennefer got with Jesse, and she still is forgotten, and Tim is still around, bitch.
We're not going to know who Louisa is by the end of this tell-all.
No. Tyree
Maybe an
looked
OnlyFans.
fine. John looked fine. John looked like somebody who just came from a bar and put on a clean shirt, but he looked nice.
I said it's like what you wear to an AA meeting.
Yeah, he looked great.
Not that he'll ever be found at one of those.
He looked nice. I really like Sean's little, she looked great.
This was one of my favorite things she's worn.
Yeah,
I loved the texture of it that you could see. Sean rarely goes wrong.
I agree.
I think it's because she has a stylist.
She even had, I'm being red for filth too, because her eyeshadow even matched her top and it looked gorgeous.
The reason why we called it out before on Chantel is because it was so obvious.
It was very obvious. Yeah.
And when it's the exact color, and also what the reason why it happened on Chantel is none of the rest of the
I
makeup
don't think it was blended right.
Right.
Yeah.
When it's too obvious, when you're basically walking up to people and says, "See, my eye makeup matches my dress,"
Yeah.
that's too much.
Too much. It's too much. John, okay, so the backstage now is another set that's a tell-all. It's tell-all.
Yeah,
It literally now, remember the day?
it's like soap dish.
Yes. We just watched the back. It is like soap dish. It is, God, I love
but
it.
less funny.
It is, remember the back, we just saw the backstage of like them sitting in a back room with a refrigerator
Yes.
and a table. That is gone.
It feels like meta now. Like, what if we saw a whole episode of them waiting to go to the tell-all, like waiting for Sean, like instead of waiting for Godot. Mm-hmm. So, like a whole time of them, and then like you'd have PA saying 5 minutes. Oh, we're holding, and it's like a 2-act play of them
Yes,
waiting.
Just waiting and waiting. And I will say, they're back there, and John says a great point, which actually we never said. I mean, we kind of insinuated, but he said just flatly, all Chantel does is talk about her ex. She's clearly not over him. Yeah.
And
Okay.
water is wet.
Tyree says, Poodle, well, I think they're talking about Natalie. And John asks Tyree, what do you think about Natalie? And Tyree says, well, I think she wants men to be like in ancient Rome and fight on her, and she's Rapunzel.
Yeah.
Was Rapunzel in ancient Rome?
I think timelines are very confusing for a lot of these people.
Okay.
Remember Chantel thought that you what was it? She thought something was in the 1800s.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think what I'm confused about is
Fairy tales with ancient Greece.
fairy tales aren't real.
That's true. Well, Tyree doesn't believe that.
And, you know, that's fair. That's a good point. But also, it clearly Rapunzel is not in the same timeline
Yeah.
as ancient Rome. Way later.
Right.
We're
I thi-
talking 1200s here.
I think Tyree believes that Shakespeare, fairy tales, and ancient Rome were kind
All
of
the
around the
same.
same. It's like the recent old time.
Dinosaurs, cavemen,
Yes.
Shakespeare.
It's all kind
Shakespeare,
of
fairy tales,
it's-
ancient Rome.
It's all earlier than World War One.
Yes.
Everything before.
He thinks that's when one of his favorite restaurants, Medieval Times, started.
Yes. Yeah.
Got it.
I saw something on, I think it was either TikTok or Instagram or something, and it was Simba and Timon and Pumbaa, and it said, "Hey, guys, my dad's just been murdered by my uncle, and he's trying to kill me." and they goes, "Have you thought about not worrying about it?"
Wait, is Lion King based off
Hamlet.
Shakespeare? It is? Lion King is based off Hamlet?
loosely.
Oh.
Yeah, because the
didn't know
uncle murdered his father,
that. Oh.
married his mother.
Not familiar. Been a long
Yeah.
time. I mean, I remember something happened to Hamlet. But I don't know.
I don't think did you read it?
What did we read?
Usually Hamlet is
We
one of-
read the Scottish play in high school.
Yeah.
And we read Romeo and Juliet. And
usually Hamlet is for AP English. They usually have been keeping that one. They usually keep it that.
which I was in honors English. It wasn't AP, but it was honors.
That's right. You've told me they didn't have AP
Yeah,
classes
they
at the
don't.
time.
I don't know if they do now.
That's insane.
And well,
Yeah.
there was a lot of things insane about Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh well.
You can always read it now. It's 5 acts.
I'm happy to. You know, I would love to go see it with what's their name in New York?
What's their name?
Eddie Izzard.
He's doing Hamlet?
Is it she now or they? I think they came out.
I think they go by a completely different name. Like Shelley or
well, but Eddie Izzard, it's still they were on. I'm gonna use
not
they 'cause
sure
I'm not
about their pronouns.
I'm not either, so I'm gonna say but they were on I think Stephen Colbert and
They're not going for Hamlet. They're not going to be in the title role.
No, they're doing the whole thing. It's
like a one-person Hamlet.
One person. They're doing
Wow,
all of the
that's cool.
characters. It's in New York. I think it's going on sale right now.
Janet McTeer did Hamlet a while back. Like she did it as a
All of-
boy.
yeah.
Yeah. No, she was Hamlet. I don't know if there's another production. I don't know. I don't know. I've not heard about that.
Anyway, yeah, I think it's up now. It got extended for a month.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's on Broadway? I mean, sure not the West End?
No, it's in New York.
Okay.
Oh God, am I wrong now?
I don't know. I've been since for the last month and a half, I've been checked out.
You've been underwater.
Yeah. So y'all, basically Tyree, they're talking about sex, and he's like, I didn't have it, and then I got old. And John's like, well, here's the thing: a couple of pumps, and then when he hits the honey, he's gonna blow.
Okay.
When he hits the honey, he's gonna blow. And of course,
Yeah, this would be Tyree's would be. Come on, Brad. Done.
exactly, you'll be done.
That's a Girth train.
So Natalie's like, no, he's a great guy who's looking for someone special. This idea of purity culture ran through the entire episode.
Not a fan.
And this is when I was talking about pushing the farce of heterosexual monogamy and the running toward it. This is the dark underbelly of that, where we have to criticize people for having sex with not the right person for their first time.
Mm-hmm.
Because you should meet someone, have sex with them, and then get in a relationship with them. It is very, very unhealthy to talk this way. And I criticize both the men, both John and Tim, for saying, well, you don't want the girl that you're with to be like sleeping with everybody in the world, like half the city. And John's like, oh no, you don't want that. Shut
that was
up.
gross. That was gross.
Shut up. Virginity is a myth.
It's
not
a myth.
real.
And what that you remind me. Oh shit! It's not a good sign when Tyree says, "Yeah, I don't think any of the singles here would be right for my dating life," because he has no standard, y'all. He would date a dog if it looked at him with puppy eyes and licked his cheek.
It's true. I really do think first of all, he needs a lot of therapy to affirm him. And I think he needs to figure out something to build his confidence on. Because I think if you asked him now, what do you like about yourself? He could come up with something, but I think he would just tell you what you wanted to hear.
Yeah.
I don't think he doesn't have any type of scaffolding to hang confidence on. I think he has to go on a long kind of self-reflective journey to figure that out. And it may be weight loss, it may not be. But he needs to figure that out, or maybe just some type of healthy journey for himself where he gets into his body. Because he's walking around his body, he doesn't feel like, he's disassociating. So to me, before Tyree can have a quote unquote relationship, he needs to find his way to Tyree. Because he never been to me. He's been to the Nice and the Isle of Greece like Chantel. She ain't never been to me either.
Just go ahead and sing it.
But I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me.
I knew you were going to.
That is the stupidest song.
It's stupid.
But part of it makes
But
sense.
I was going to say it's stupid, but you just quoted it in earnestness.
In earnest, yes.
In earnest, yes. There's a little bit of Debbie telling Tim he looks down on people. Tim's just sitting there holding a vape, not giving a fuck.
He just looks like Grumpy Cat, y'all.
I agree with it. Sometimes Tim does look down on people. I also think sometimes, not in this, sometimes Tim has like good calls on people too. Regardless of what you think, I kind of just want to be in a situation where I'm just holding a vape, looking at people like I don't give a fuck.
For every good call Tim makes, he has another take that chips away at what that is.
Yeah, and I shake my head and I'm like, oh, Tim.
But I will say, at least he has some decent takes. The rest of these motherfuckers, Debbie's takes were awful.
She had a couple. We'll get to it. She had a couple where I went, that's a good take. But for the most part, Debbie, no, it wasn't good. Let's start.
At Miss Catherine's School for Virgin Girls.
Virginia, yes. The tell-all begins.
Let's see. Chantel is in contact with Giannis.
It really is Veronica and Tim. We do a little check-in. John's still in Texas. Debbie has stayed in contact with Ruben. Tyree got a girl's telephone number. Sure. Natalie broke things off with Josh. They're trying, but Josh wanted a second chance.
It's complicated on Facebook.
So, but Tim and Veronica, we find out her and Jamal are not together, and things she said ended very badly and very quickly. And Tim said there were some revelations with his dating Louisa, didn't work out.
So let's bring him out.
Let's bring him out, everybody. And you hear Jamal say to her, I got your back, I got your back. Louisa and Jamal, Veronica looks pissed when they come out.
The thing about him, that kind of like supportive, gross thing that I'm sure he's had to do to his mother his whole life is such a fake act on him. I think at any moment he would turn into being completely self-centered.
I think he used it for sympathy for sure. Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Boy, what a 180 from the beginning of the time we saw him.
I agree.
And now that we've gotten to know him. Ugh.
I mean, give a man power and see what happens.
Well, also give an attractive man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's terrible. Now, Sean asked him, I thought this was a great question. They watched the clip of the Jamal and Tim fight, and she says, was there anything in that fight that you wish you would have taken back? Mm-hmm. And Jamal kind of blames it on the alcohol a little bit.
Blaming on the alcohol.
But he said, and I do see his point in this. He said, Tim kept coming for me. And I agree, Tim was aggressive. But I wish they would have got into, but you talked about him being a parent.
Yeah.
That was a missed opportunity of a tell-all that they didn't talk about, and they should have.
I think what Jamal and Louisa are trying to call out is they're trying to say, and I think this is one of the...
Thanks for bringing this up, because I feel it was confusing, and I want to talk about it.
One of the things they were trying to call out is when Tim and Veronica would talk to them, their kind of respective partners at the time, Louisa and Jamal, they would talk shit about the other. And again, that's a thing that a lot of people who are friends and especially co-parents do.
Jake and I talk shit about each other.
Oh, you should see the group text I have with people that you're not involved in. Oh my God.
The shit I say about him or to each other's faces.
Yeah.
But it's like when you have a history, a 20-year history like they do, you have this understanding like this person knows that I'm not going to cross that line. I'm never going to be like, they get on my nerves, but I love them. And it's going to work out. And also, they are raising a child together.
Yeah.
That's I just want to say this. Sorry. It really bothers me. I feel like this would have not been a conversation if he was a blood father to Chloe.
I totally agree with you.
I think that is really disrespectful of them to do that.
And And I think probably what Veronica did, and probably what Tim did as well, talking with Louisa, they complained bitterly about their friends to them. And so they're on the side of it. But at the same time, you have to know, basically, it's sour grapes. It's sour grapes from both Jamal and Louisa.
That's
They're
a good word
like,
for
now
it.
these people are being fake. No, they're having a 20-year friendship of people who they're really close friends, but they're also very different people.
Mm-hmm.
And they have, it's probably not a completely, thoroughly healthy relationship, but it's what they have.
Mm-hmm.
He's father to her kid, basically.
Yes.
So they're having to work through it, and they're having to, and I'm sure any bit of their friends they know together probably get the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But these two, who were their romantic partners at the time, are now using it to get back at them. And it is, I think they thought this was going to come off well. I don't think people will celebrate them for this.
No, I thought they both looked, and also
They just look thirsty.
I just can't. When Jamal stood up to yell at everyone, it just shows to me just the emotional immaturity of, I want to be like, bro, do you know what it looks like when you stand up to yell at a woman who is seated?
Yeah.
Like just the whole dynamic of that. Do you think he sent a peace sign to break up with her?
100%.
This is all I'm going to say because I wanted, but I know that for a fact because Veronica texted me about it in real time.
100% he did that.
Reality Gaze can confirm that.
That is so Jamal.
That is so Jamal. He did that. Yeah.
As soon when he brought that up, I'm like, of course he did.
Of course he did. And because he then kind of backtracked and later said, oh, my communication wasn't the best. You're right. It really is sour grapes.
And I think both of them think that they're here to expose them, but neither Veronica and Tim at first are taking the bait.
I think, is it a generational thing too? Because it does seem like I don't know. I'm going to sound old when I say this. I feel like, because he's millennial, right? No, he's how old?
Jamal is not even 30, so he's Gen Z.
So quiet quitting is now a thing for jobs and things like that, which that like goes.
I love how you're talking about trends.
But that goes all over me. Like, it feels so irresponsible. Like, I'm not judging it. I guess it does sound like for me, I'm like, no way I could do it.
Yeah.
But I was reading an article where people are like just quietly quitting relationships. And it felt like he was trying to quietly quit this relationship.
He was quiet quitting this relationship.
And when you're dating a woman of Veronica's age, she's old.
You don't do that.
That's just not how we do that in fucking
She's what,
relationship.
38?
Yes.
Yeah. I think the worst thing here is as soon as he said later on, she's like, you didn't even break up. And he's like, we were never going to work.
And
it's almost like he had to be provoked just to.
Yeah, but then he said, and we never really broke up. And I went, then what are you? Are you just floating amoebas in a relationship? Because that's not how adults get into a relationship.
I don't even want to address just a little bit what Louisa says. Louisa's just here for the fame.
That thing she said about Veronica calling him trash.
Yeah. I can't believe that.
Again, Veronica and I've texted quite a bit. She has never, ever referred to him like that to me. I just don't believe it.
I think the other part of this is...
it's...
Veronica got very upset when she says,
our fault?
I don't talk about... What do you mean?
Well, she came to our show in San Diego the weekend she met with him. Did we?
I take no responsibility.
I'm blaming Poodle for this.
I did encourage her to go for it.
It is like that other woman who met someone at our live show.
Yeah.
And did she come out or was she already bi? Or was she questioning?
I think she was questioning, but she wound up with a girl and the girl never called
And
her.
then this girl ghosted her. God.
They were just sitting in each other's lap, groping each other.
We were making out in the middle of our show.
It was a beautiful thing.
We are not good matchmakers. I hope that one couple still married that got engaged.
We need to check in on them. Ooh, eeps. So y'all, Veronica walks off after saying, "You're dead to me," to Louisa, but they come back. And Jamal basically says, "I have a knack of what is this? Of leaving, or I can't remember my
No,
writing.
Jamal said, I was just told that I was doing stuff wrong. And I went, no, Jamal is, and maybe, I don't know if it's generational. I don't know if it's Jamal. Jamal cannot take any type of constructive, and I use that word, constructive criticism at all. Not even, so even in the spirit of helpfulness, kindness, he can't take it.
I think he's too much like his mother that way.
And so he always feels like he's attacked and in the wrong when she's just trying to tell him how she feels and what she needs.
Yeah. Then Debbie's like, "I think this could be rekindled." And they all go, "What planet are you on?"
Nope, we're good. Moving on. They leave. We'll see them. We'll see you later, Jamal.
As Sean Robinson says, we wish Jamal the best.
Oh my God. My Aunt Darla said that on the phone to me.
Wait, she watches 90 Day?
Oh no. She was talking about this woman that cut in front of her at Homeland. See, she wanted to get some tamales for her and Uncle Tim, but then she saw this woman she hates, Jenny Dixon. She hates her.
Stop. We can't do this. We have to get through the show today, Maddie. We have a tour to plan, and I have to fit so many Piano Cat clients into my schedule before we leave. And now with spring forward, I have 1 hour less to do it all. There's no time.
But Poodle, we get time.
Yeah, we get more sunlight. Yeah. I hate daylight saving time. When you're a lady of the night, you need to howl at the moon. Oh! And now it's all ruined. Why bother doing anything at this point? God.
Poods, did your therapist have to cancel this week? And speaking of therapy, y'all, this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp.
No, I had to cancel.
What?
Don't you nag me. We had to run through some of the actors' songs for the show, and now that I have one less hour to do it all, something had to be cut.
Well, Poods, the best way to squeeze that special thing into your schedule is to know what's important to you and to make it a priority.
Make it a priority.
What? I'm just telling you the same thing you tell me all the time.
But that's different. Giving unsolicited good advice is my specialty.
You once told me not to date that guy I met at Akbar, and that night you slept with him.
And that was good for me.
Lord, well, remember, therapy is a great way to make time for yourself so you can prioritize the things that really matter to you.
Fine, you're right. My therapist does help me prioritize my self-care. Things like working out and morning journaling have to be non-negotiable for me. Otherwise, my day never feels like it's on the right track. Fine, I'll email her.
Well, good. Sissies, if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule.
Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge.
Learn to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/realitygaze today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/realitygaze.
Tyree says, "I've learned not to be so afraid." And Tim says, "Well, the worst they can say is no," which is ironic because Tim was so afraid to talk to Louisa.
And even like make a move. Tim is a good advice giver, not an advice liver. That is for sure.
Did you just come up with that?
Yeah, I just said it. What do you mean?
Advice giver or liver.
That's a good saying.
I know.
Oh my God. That's really good. What did I advice giver?
I love
and
it how-
advice liver.
I love it how I'm helping to help you sculpt this.
Yeah. You're going to be great on a talk show.
I'm gonna need a team.
What did I say?
God damn.
Sometimes I understand why I get on your nerves.
Yeah. Tyree is still over. It's not that I don't feel like I'm being a prude about this. I just don't think it is fair game to talk about this. This is something that a lot of people are ashamed of, virginity.
Oh,
and the
for
more we create a shame about it, the more by talking about it on, the more we make it bigger than it needs to be. And so, and I think Natalie's like, no, you are a clean person. Again, using words like clean, pure. None of this is helpful.
No.
If you've, especially when someone, and this is what people go through who have been through, like trigger warning, sexual assault. They've been going through that. This is all part of that too. They go through as survivors of sexual assault or anything like that.
Or like evangelical abuse
Yes.
or religious abuse.
This is only digging that hole deeper.
Yeah.
I hate this kind of talk.
It's weird too because Tim and John, at some points, they give him such great advice. Like when they say, Tyree brings up, my brother wants me to be a fuckboy, and Tim and John are both like, dude, that's not, you're a nice guy. Be a nice guy. And I was like, great.
They're giving him the male side of the advice because it's great to be Tyree. It's great to be a guy like Tyree, but remember, Tyree, choose a girl who hasn't fucked half the town because that's gross. So it's like they can't see themselves, like they wouldn't compare, maybe Sarper, because it's been 2,500's a lot. Sarper's basically got notches all over his body.
He does. Speaking of,
Y'all,
here he comes.
I do want to say one thing before we move on. Tim says, you usually friend zone yourself. And that
was
is
a great
exactly what
Great
Tyree
line.
does.
Yes, that's exactly what he does.
So
I
then
know,
the bad
because
boy,
Game recognizes Game.
bad boy comes out, Sarper.
You know what? I'm just going to make you do this whole thing as a theater. I'm going to be Sean Robinson. Move your heating pad, bitch. It's
I'm wearing a heating pad.
Yeah. Sarper doesn't wear a heating pad.
That's true, but you do in your mid-40s. Y'all, if you have never got a heating pad, you don't know what you're missing.
Look, you espousing the benefits of a heating pad is like
we
someone
officially
saying,
bottomed out.
It's like someone saying, "Hey, everybody, have you tried this new thing called penicillin? I hear it's great. That and aspirin, and you're good to go, gentlemen." I think it's well documented the effects of a heating pad. It's fine. It doesn't need your endorsement.
If you're out there, heating pad people, I will totally do.
Now, I am not doing a heating pad subgroup in our fucking Facebook group.
Listen, I'm not endorsing a brand like you would.
Oh, that's not true. You talked about those fuck blankets forever.
I never endorsed a brand.
And now look at somebody made a fuck blanket.
That pisses me off. Someone basically took an old dog, incontinent dog blanket, and made it into a sex blanket, and it's more expensive. Pisses me off. I could have done that.
You could have.
All right. Set me up here.
And action. All right. So before we move on, we've got an expert here, slept with allegedly thousands of women. Welcome to the show, Sarper.
Hello. I am so glad to be here, bros.
Oh, Sarper.
So tired, bro.
Yes. What is your
Bro.
advice for Sarper? What are your advice for Tyree?
So, bro, your jokes are funny, but there is a thing that shatters your confidence.
Oh, God.
It is the giggle.
Oh, I'm just glad you didn't talk about his weight.
What do you mean?
It's all feel
What do you mean? Like this. It kind of bothers me too. That is, and then that's why you're not getting any nanny.
Don't forget Tim.
Yeah, I don't know this guy. Don't even ask this guy. So let me show you one of my moves.
What? You have moves?
This is called Tiger Attack.
Oh, explain, Sarper. Explain Tiger Attack to Tyree.
Oh my lord, I don't know if we can do this.
So, you know how when you go into a restaurant, you're going to set her back to the bathroom in the middle of dinner. You go to the bathroom and you come back as a tiger.
Oh.
From that moment, you are a tiger and she is your hunt.
Oh. Oh,
You
okay.
because she is your slut, bitch.
Yeah, okay. And
Then you kiss her neck. And she may say, "Oh, why are you doing that? Someone please stop this person. I don't know him. He is touching me." You keep doing it.
oh, you keep doing it.
And the other thing is,
But okay, any other advice, Sarper? What if that tiger tag doesn't work? What if he still can't find a woman to date? What does he do?
Taire. 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 That feels good to say in this accent.
Yeah.
Taire. Sex is a plane. And you are the captain of the plane, and a woman is the passenger.
Oh.
I don't know what happens if you're not a man and a woman, because I never thought about that before. Because Sarpa no gay.
Okay.
Anyway, I just look gay. The captain, what if the captain comes on before the flight and says, "This is my first time flying. None of the passengers want to go. So you must practice on already dead passengers, if possible.
On dead people?
Or people who are other
Is
passengers
there
stars
another
who
way?
are lesser.
Can he practice another ways?
Hire them.
Oh.
You can hire them.
Thought that would get better. Guess it not. Anybody?
Yeah, that's right. That's what I've been saying the whole time. I think you're trying to teach this horrible man to be a beast. Why? Why? You don't represent. You need to represent Sharper and don't represent with your ding dong.
I have always represented with my ding dong, and I will continue to represent with my ding dong. One ding dong. I wish I had two ding dongs. Also, last tip, Tyre. Don't go up to girls who are out of your league. They need to be fat or ugly. So that's what you do. Get it, bro? They already are telling you you're gonna be fine. So if you are a 4, you need to date a 1, or a 2,
Okay, Sarper, producer's telling me it's time for us to go.
or a 2.5.
Okay. All right, Sarper. Thank you so much for coming.
Peace, bro. That was something.
I don't like him.
And scene. That was a 5-person theater that was all on Poodle. Well done.
Yeah, I realized these are the characters that we were
I
wearing.
told you I was going to make you dance for my enjoyment.
Yeah.
And you did.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Wow.
Yeah, this idea of Debbie praising this is the
And Sarper saying, I don't date girls who reject me.
yes, this is the problem. Y'all, Debbie hasn't really dated with all the in probably in a conventional way for 20 to 5 to 30 years.
yeah.
And so really what she's saying, especially for someone who's a virgin, isn't helpful to hear. She doesn't have a lot of good. I still think hiring a sex worker is the best possible thing you could do for Tyre. It is the kind thing. It is the kind thing.
I think it is.
And I'm not being hyperbolic here. Take this society built thing of virginity, get it out of the way. That's a big obstacle, because the more he builds it up, the more his first time. First of all, your first time without a professional is going to be a mess. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah.
You need your first time to be.
So your first time was a mess?
Everyone's first time is a mess.
I'm shocked. I thought you would come back and say that you were professional from the get-go.
After about 2 or 3 times, weirdly about halfway through it, I went, "Oh, I'm made for this."
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't my first time doing anal though. Yeah, that was
Boy.
yeah.
But the second time,
Wow.
I went, fuck yeah, I can do this.
All right, let's go on to Chantel.
And then-
yeah.
And nowadays, you just get on the saddle and it just feels right.
It's kind of like, I feel like Chantel right now. I felt awkward, but now I'm having fun. She's having fun being single,
They bring up she was with she was dating Waka Flocka Flame for a while,
and they bring up Drake.
which she won't say a word about.
A word.
Um,
So Chantel's living in this. Let's just get to it. They're talking about, because Debbie already brought it up. Debbie thought this will be one of my talking points.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about how you don't walk around Greece without your panties on.
yeah,
This is, again, and all the good things Tim and John are saying is completely thrown out the window.
Yeah.
Well, it's really more Tim and Debbie, less John. But when I just think, what is his expectation women are supposed to think of our bodies when all of these messages from our culture tells women you have to use their body, you need to use your body, but then Tim's
you have
saying
to have the perfect butt,
Your
the perfect
yes.
perfect set of boobs,
and
yeah.
Tim is saying your face is enough.
Tuh.
You're beautiful enough. That's all you need. But
From his perspective, he's not seeing it as what the world is telling women.
but yes, because he's probably talked about women and I feel like lets women express themselves in whatever way. If they want to use their bodies,
Yeah.
great. If they don't, great. But the fact that like,
There was a better way to say this, and that better way to say it is you didn't need to talk about it at all.
because Tim says, if you want to quote high class man who has his shit together, you basically saying you can't act like that.
Ugh. Again, we're promoting a concept of what I would call instant heterosexual monogamy. In other words, I'm looking because to make that judgment on Chantel is to assume that when she was going to Greece for 5 days, that she was there to find a monogamous partner for a long time. And so the idea there, they say, why would you dress like that? The problem is the storytelling of Chantel wanting to find a monogamous partner makes no sense at all. The other thing is the storyline of her going out with no panties does not make sense when she's out to really find a man with a heart. So I'm not saying that what they're saying is wrong.
They are picking up on the disconnect from what
Yes.
Chantel is saying and what the show is telling us.
Yes.
That is fair.
Yeah.
And that is true. Honestly, I don't think Chantel wants a boyfriend right now. I think she wants to fuck around and she just wanted to be on the single
Yeah,
life.
I totally agree with that. I think her going out with no panties, I feel like as long as she was comfortable, part of me thought that she wasn't comfortable. But maybe that's not true.
The only time where Debbie said something where I was like, fuck, was what? Oh, shit. What did she say? Debbie said, say, well, Chantel, you're going out there saying you want all this, no panties and all that, but really this is about Pedro compromised your trust and you don't know how to trust anyone
That is
anymore.
right.
That was, you saw Chantel's face kind of go, she looked over.
Where did that come from?
Did you see her look over at Sean kind of like, can we cut? She got uncomfortable.
One of the things that was, I think, harder about watching Chantel this season is you could kind of tell she wasn't ready to do this.
It's only 6 months. Shouldn't be doing it.
And it felt like no one in that time could talk with her about how she was feeling, but because none of them
where every time she mentioned Pedro, they're like, no, don't think about that. Don't think about that. Instead of maybe back at the hotel room where they're like, yeah, she could have a moment where she's like, am I doing the right thing? I think that would have changed maybe there was no moment. Maybe these hype friends don't have that ability. I don't know. Maybe I'm wishing too
You're out
much.
there talking about cucumbers and eggplants when you just want trust.
Now, y'all, I did like it how Chantel pushed back, and she's like, you know what? I wear panties, blah, blah. It's none of your business.
I'm trying to think, is there a guy on 90 Day Whoever? I don't think so. I don't think we have a...
We don't police men's bodies the way we
But
police
I wanted it
women's
as an
bodies.
example, but I was thinking as thought was if there... Why do you have a bruise on your... You know what? I don't want to know.
I don't know what that one's from. I don't know.
It's in a gross
I don't know.
place. Like somebody was holding on. It looks like...
Ooh, it kind of does look like a fingerprint.
It is a fingerprint, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, but
Maybe Miss Abigail.
again, 100%. It's one of those things. If this would never happen with a man.
No, absolutely not. The thing about here is what I don't know. She's right that this is none of your business. However, it was a big point of the show that she was. So I feel like it's not that she has to defend herself on what she wears, but she did do an in the moment talking about it. And yeah.
Yeah.
So in a way, but y'all, none of that matters because Platinum Blonde Karen is backstage going, do I get to go out there now? Oh, thank God.
Looking like a solid gold dancer in that sequin outfit.
Y'all,
We are having...
family Chantel always delivers.
We are just going to start. Well, it'll be this week.
Yeah.
We're doing the first podcast. So, y'all, we wanted to tell you that if you want to jump on, that will be public for everyone to try before you buy.
Yeah.
But at our Patreon tier, at the lower level tier, the Poo Poo Platter, you can get the Family Chantel. We're recapping every season.
Yeah. But you can even get the video.
We're putting the video out, just for this week too. We're putting it out public, so you can go to realitygauge.com.
So y'all, she's
Patreon.
there in her sleepy-eyed glory.
Her face was beat though. I'll give her makeup look good.
I don't know if she's had anything done.
Maybe.
It may be the makeup.
But I had the little filler.
Yeah, the just the beat job. Yeah, it's giving Real Housewives of Atlanta.
She is nasty or not. Ready or go. Here we go.
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
That's the show.
That's the show, y'all.
Go to patreon.com/realitygaze. You can also go to Supercast, and you can find us on Apple subscriptions if you want to jump onto premium. If you wanted to hear the show ad-free at the $8 tier, you'll get that. And you will also get, our newest, Poodle's Old Love, my newest one, Seeking Sister Wives.
Yes.
We're having a really good time covering. Y'all, a lot of sissies y'all are fucking sick. God, you're just sick for this shit.
I find it to be my favorite cringe.
It is cringe.
It is my favorite
That is
cringe.
the word for it.
My favorite cringe.
All right, everybody. Strap in. We got 4 more of these to go. And we'll be here for you got another bruise on. We got to go. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. We call these people lonely hearts because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places, Poodle?
Yeah, and sometimes when you haven't had the nanny in a while, sometimes you get really close to it, and you gotta hit the honey, and then you gotta use old Abigail. You know what I mean? You can call us